Alright, so good day, sir. For today, I would like to ask you about some questions, just three questions regarding about the curriculum development. So, for the first question, sir, we are currently student teachers that would want to be a future educator. So, I would like to ask you, sir, what do you think is the most essential skill for us to succeed to our profession?
Essential skills that is related to curriculum development.
Yes, sir.
I think it's more on respecting the past while anticipating the future, if that makes sense. So it's like we are still, curriculum must still have those subjects that are, you know, not replaceable, such as plumbing, carpentry, cosmetology, agri-fishery. So it's like you are respecting the past, but at the same time, you are anticipating the future. So it's like you are integrating those past skills to future skills, such as integration of AI and what are those emerging technologies that are available right now, such as those types of technology. Also, what are the students' interests? Okay, so such as most of the students are interested in pop culture or in gaming, multimedia. We should also integrate that into curriculum. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that curriculum must revolve around the students and what is the current trends, so that they'll become bulletproof. So this is a really okay. What's the next question?
So, for the second question, sir, if you think that skill or skills that you have mentioned is going to help the curriculum, how so?
Ayan. So yeah, it will make the students become bulletproof. Bulletproof meaning whatever happened, they still have a fallback. Okay? So if you respect the past while anticipating the future, you will still be able to make the students that are graduate of that program be invincible. What they learn from that curriculum will not become obsolete easily. So that is the reason why respecting the past while anticipating the future in crafting curriculum is very important, so that the students will become basically bulletproof. There's no way for them na hindi sila makakahanap ng trabaho. Lagi silang merong fallback pag ganun mo kinreate yung curriculum.
So, just a follow-up question, sir. Maybe you could have like seen a gap
Yes.
in our current curriculum. So, would you state if there are any?
Now, the gap in curriculum is finding the balance between content and delivery. Okay, so that's the main problem. For example, those skill subjects, finding someone who are expert, let's say in audio production, where would you find those people? They are expert in content, but the question is, can they deliver the content that they are expert? Now, another dilemma is someone who can deliver, okay? A licensed teacher, but that's not their expertise, okay? So the gap is finding someone who is expert on the field and can also deliver at the same time, so that you can be able to have a very good, effective teacher. So that's really the gap. Sometimes we prioritize the delivery and to follow, just the content is just to follow, which is a big gap, because the tendency is you will experience instructor that are not expert on the field. So that's one of the biggest gaps.
Alright, so thank you very much for that wonderful insight, sir. So, just for the last question. So, what do you think are the possible improvements that you could suggest to make our curriculum better, to prepare our future learners for the real-world challenge?
To make the curriculum better is to the institution, or let's say in our case PUP, must prioritize real world activity, real life scenario, so that they can be able to train students in a workplace setup. Okay, so I know you have your on-the-job training, but those different courses. So for example, audio production, how would it feel if you are in the field of audio production workplace? So let's say video production, how does it feel to actually have a crew filming an actual project? So that's my suggestion. Encourage the courses or the subjects in college to have an activity that emulate a real world workplace scenario.
And I think that's all the questions. So again, thank you for answering our questions for this survey. And
Thank you guys.
thank you so much, sir.